A new law has just been passed, and it's shaking up the world of big cat ownership. For years, the debate over keeping lions, tigers, and other big cats in private hands has raged on. Animal rights activists have pushed for stricter regulations, arguing that exotic cats don't belong in homes or roadside zoos. Private owners, breeders, and collectors have fought back, claiming they have the right to keep these animals. But now the government has made a decision. The new law introduces some of the strictest regulations on big cat ownership in history. It directly impacts thousands of private owners across the United States. Some are celebrating the change, calling it a victory for animal welfare. Others are outraged, arguing that it's an attack on their rights. So, what exactly does this new law do? First, it bans private ownership of big cats for individuals who are not licensed facilities. That means no more backyard tigers, pet lions, or privately owned leopards. For years, the exotic pet trade has allowed these animals to be bought, sold, and bred with little oversight. This law aims to put an end to that. Second, it cracks down on cub petting attractions. These businesses allow people to hold, feed, and take pictures with baby tigers and other big cats. Many of these cubs are bred purely for human entertainment. Once they grow too large to handle, they often end up in the illegal pet trade or are euthanized. Under the new law, breeding big cats for public handling is now prohibited. This change will significantly impact roadside zoos and traveling wildlife exhibits. Many of these operations rely on cub petting as a major source of income. Without it, their businesses may struggle to survive. But the law doesn't just target private owners and commercial breeders. It also introduces stricter regulations for zoos and sanctuaries. Facilities that house big cats must now meet higher standards of care. They are required to have proper enclosures, veterinary care, and ethical breeding practices. Some small privately run zoos may not be able to comply. This law is also designed to help law enforcement. In the past, authorities have struggled to track big cat ownership in the US. There was no centralized system for registering privately owned lions, tigers, or leopards. This made it nearly impossible to monitor the growing population of captive big cats. Under the new law, all facilities and individuals must register their animals. Failure to do so could result in steep fines or even jail time. Supporters of the law say it will help prevent dangerous incidents. Over the years, there have been multiple cases of escaped big cats. Some have attacked their owners, while others have roamed into residential areas. In many cases, these animals had to be shot and killed for public safety. Lawmakers argue that by restricting ownership, the risk of such incidents will decrease. Animal welfare groups also believe this law will curb illegal trafficking. For decades, the black market for big cats has been thriving. Tigers, lions, and leopards have been sold across state lines with little oversight. Some have even been smuggled into the US from overseas. Once in private hands, these animals often live in poor conditions. Many are kept in cramped cages without proper food or medical care. Some are declawed or have their teeth removed to make them safer as pets. These practices cause immense suffering and lifelong health issues. With stricter laws in place, authorities will have more power to shut down illegal breeders and traders. But not everyone supports this change. Big cat owners argue that the law is too extreme. They claim that responsible owners should not be punished for the actions of a few. Some believe the government is overreaching by restricting their rights. Others fear that this law is just the beginning of more regulations on exotic animal ownership. Some breeders argue that their programs help with conservation efforts. They claim that captive breeding prevents big cats from going extinct. However, conservationists disagree. They point out that privately bred big cats can never be released into the wild. Unlike wild-born cats, these animals have no survival skills. Their presence does nothing to help struggling wild populations. Instead, captive breeding often leads to more unwanted big cats in need of rescue. Sanctuaries across the country are already overwhelmed. Many take in tigers, lions, and leopards that were surrendered or confiscated. With this new law, the number of displaced big cats could rise even higher. Some sanctuaries are preparing for an influx of animals, but others worry they won't have the space or resources to take them all in. This law raises a major question. What will happen to the big cats already in private hands? Many owners will have to surrender their animals. Others may attempt to keep them illegally, risking penalties. Some fear that desperate owners might abandon their cats in the wild. This could lead to more incidents of big cats roaming through suburban neighborhoods. Enforcement will be key to making sure the transition happens smoothly. The government has set up new task forces to monitor compliance. Facilities that fail to register or surrender their big cats could face severe consequences. The future of big cat ownership in the US is changing rapidly. What was once an unregulated industry is now under intense scrutiny. This law sends a clear message: big cats are not pets. The days of backyard tigers and roadside zoos exploiting cubs for profit may be coming to an end. But the battle isn't over yet. Some big cat owners plan to challenge the law in court. They argue that their rights are being taken away without justification. Legal battles could delay the full enforcement of the law. However, animal rights groups say they will fight to keep the restrictions in place. They believe this law is a major step toward protecting both animals and humans. The debate over big cat ownership is far from settled. But one thing is certain: this law will change the future for big cats in America. Whether you see it as necessary protection or government overreach, the impact is undeniable. Big cat ownership will never be the same again. The question now is, will these new regulations truly solve the problem? Or will they create new challenges that lawmakers didn't anticipate? Only time will tell how this law shapes the future of big cats in captivity. For now, the message is clear: change is here, and big cat owners must adapt.